All right. 7 minutes with 7SIGNAL, guys. This is where we unpack a feature in 7SIGNAL that can have a huge impact. So let's do it. We've been talking all about MCS today. So you know what? We're going to talk a little bit about MCS today inside Mobileye. As you guys know, MCS, as we've learned, is the modulation coding scheme, and it's based upon a number of factors. And it really is a good number that we can look to in order to see, hey, you know, is my computer performing the best that it can be, right? Remember back, if you're old like me, back in the 80s, there was that commercial, you know, be all that you can be, you know, in the US Army. And so how do you know if your performance of your device is really all that it can be? We could just look at an MCS score and say, wow, you know what, if it's at 5 and above, then you know what, my computer is probably performing pretty well based upon all of these factors. Well, what are those factors? And let's take a look inside 7SIGNAL to see all of those different factors and how we come up with an MCS score in order to determine if your computer is having the best Wi-Fi experience it possibly can have. So come on, let's take a look. Here, check it out, guys. In order to calculate MCS, we really need to know a few things. And as you know, we can get MCS from like Mac devices, but we can't get them from Windows devices. So 7SIGNAL, we kind of engineered our own formula based upon these different factors that we're capturing from devices, and we came up with something called 7MCS. See that right there? 7MCS. On a scale of 0 to 11, it's basically going to tell you if your computer is performing the best that it could be or should be performing. Okay, we've got a nice little definition for you right there. All right, is your Wi-Fi experience the best that it can be? And how do we figure that out? All right, well, let's take a look at a couple things. The first thing that I want to take a look at is I want to take a look at the connection type, your PHY. So as you can see right here, my device is connected at 802.11 AC. That's the first thing that we need to know. And because that's going to dictate, you know, basically the certain data rates that I can achieve. And so now let's look at data rates. Look at this, guys. So every few minutes, 7SIGNAL is identifying from the operating system the data rate that your computer has negotiated with your access point based upon the conditions that are going on all around it. 866.7 is pretty much the maximum that my computer can get. Okay, and I'll tell you why I know that in just a second. And as time goes by here, you can see that there are things going on in the environment that cause it to dip down to 390, as you can see. Here it's at 780, right? So every few minutes we're getting what that is. Now the third thing I need to know is my channel width. Okay, the channel width, remember, the width of the channel, that's like a force multiplier of how fast I could or should be able to go. So I look to the channel. Here you go, right here. I'm on my Momo network, my Momo Go Boom network. And as you can see very clearly, we know that that is an 80 megahertz wide channel. And once again, that's going to dictate how fast I could or should be able to go. Final piece of the puzzle, my friends, is what is my device capable of? Okay, so by setting up the 80 megahertz wide channel, it's kind of setting up what my network is capable of. What is my device capable of? And for that, I need to know how many spatial streams. Look over here to the left side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually determining by looking at your operating system, we can actually see by looking at your adapter inside your computer, how many spatial streams are supported here. Now, like most Windows laptops, my device is a 2x2. That's 2 input, 2 output, 2 spatial streams, okay? And if you have a MacBook Pro, like you know, you guys probably do, right? Then it's going to be a 3x3. And again, that's a force multiplier indicating how fast I could and perhaps even should be able to go. So we take all of this juicy information, spatial streams, the data rate, the PHY, okay, the channel width, and we are able to come up with a score which basically tells us if your computer is achieving its peak performance. Look at this, guys, right up here in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, MCS, 7 MCS of 9. And remember, this is on a 0 to 11 scale. Anything 5 and above is going to be at 64 QAM or better. And so I am loving life checking this out right here. But uh-oh, what happened? My MCS score dipped all the way down to 4. Holy moly, how did that happen? Well, I don't know, but look at my data rate. My data rate went all the way down to 390, indicating that there is something happening in the RF environment that caused this step down in data rate. I don't know, maybe Momo the cat is laying on the access point. I don't know. The point is that 7SIGNAL very quickly and very easily is able to calculate that there is something going on preventing your computer from being the best that it can be. And there you have it, guys. That's what I wanted to show you. And then maybe Momo got up from his nap and now everything's back to normal again, as you can see. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. 7SIGNAL, very powerful system. You put this on your laptop computer and you too can also see if your computer is performing the best that it can be. So there you have it, guys. It's my pleasure to be with you today. Now remember, you and me, we can't see or hear Wi-Fi, but 7SIGNAL can. Thanks for joining us today.